Climate Challenge, the RCC, a side event to the Rio +20 conference in June 2012, was an initiative of the Foreign Affairs, Environment and Climate Change Commissions of the Brazilian Congress, in partnership with the Rio Federation of Industries, FIRJAN, O Globo newspaper, and sponsored by the government of Pernambuco and the city government of Rio de Janeiro. The main purpose of the RCC up to 2015 is to build a new scenario for an international climate agreement capable of bridging the gap, responding to the IPCC scientists' main concern to keep greenhouse gases concentrations below 450 ppm and the warming of our planet below 2 degrees Celsius.
Welcome this initiative outside the box, to bring a number of thinkers together to see if you can define some new solutions, some new ways forward, which might help to take the climate process in a more positive direction.
The Brazilian Congress-appointed coordinator was the former Commissioner for the Environment and Urban Management of Rio, Congressman Alfredo Sirquis.
E sempre me chocou muito a falta de espírito de urgência e também o espírito de uma rodada comercial, como se fosse o GATT, o Uruguay Round, uma discussão na Organização Mundial de Comércio, onde cada um tinha que dar um pouquinho, mas receber um pouquinho mais, e a completa ausência de um sentido de que, puxa, estamos no mesmo planeta, o aquecimento global é um problema seríssimo, se a temperatura ultrapassar 2 graus, ou for como na curva chamada business as usual, se nada de relevante for feito, vamos chegar ao final do século em 5, 6 graus. E o que isso representa? Isso representa o colapso da agricultura e da produção de alimentos numa série de regiões do mundo. Isso representa a escassez de água drástica, isso representa a inundação de cidades litorâneas. Então, me parece que é muito lúcida essa colocação do Yves Debord.
You know that our international diplomacy is about nations defending the national interest, which is of course very important. But who speaks for the planet? Who speaks for future generations? Who speaks for the oceans, which belong to nobody, so nobody is taking care of them? So we have to invent also the planetary policies, the planetary diplomacy. This is so important for the future, and this is probably what climate negotiators are going to invent before everybody. And probably, Mr. Mayor, cities are going to do it before everybody, because cities are the engines of future civilization on this planet.
2 senior statesmen from the Middle East sort of inspired the RCC. Israeli former Minister of Justice Yossi Beilin and the Secretary General of the Palestinian Liberation Organization Yasser Abed Rabbo. Their famous simulated negotiation leading to the 2003 Geneva Protocol built a comprehensive scenario for peace in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. They transmitted this experience of simulated negotiation to the RCC facilitators.
But the most important lesson for me is that solutions are not enough. It is part of the endeavor, of the challenge, and if we find solutions, it is very, very, very important. But this is only the beginning of the world. The big deal is to move the decision makers, and you will move the decision makers only if they know that there is a real demand in the public opinion.
3 exercise groups worked on scenario building in the framework of 450 ppm and 2 degrees. Around 30 experts from 14 countries discussed the various actions proposed in the working groups for mitigation, low-carbon finance, and adaptation. They prepared recommendations for future climate conferences and 5 specific recommendations for Rio +20. To change the GDP calculus so as to incorporate sustainability criteria, to revise national tax policies and suppress fossil fuel subsidies, along with the necessary compensation measures for the poor, to recognize economic value for services rendered by ecosystems, to promote a worldwide Green New Deal, a huge public investment in environmental recovery and clean energy research and development, and to promote a bold financial reform. Why not a low-carbon Bretton Woods?
I've been in this climate challenge that you have so well called here for 20 years. It's very clear that the challenge that we have is the most difficult challenge that humanity has ever faced, and hence it is consequently also clear that this cannot be left to national governments exclusively. But if we leave the responsibility, if we export the responsibility only there, we are not going to solve this problem in time. Because the two challenges that we have right now are to increase both the pace, we are very quickly running out of time, and increase the scale of the solutions. And both of those things can only be done by bringing on board all of the other sectors.
1,000 direct participants attended the event and 8,000 followed it through the Firjan cable TV. The event's hot site got 4 million clicks. O Globo Daily newspaper published a 300,000 copies special edition. The closing session of the RCC was very special, with singer and former culture minister Gilberto Gil, Andy Summers, Jorge Maltner, and Fernanda Takai at Forte Copacabana, Rio +20 location.
Que alguém de unhas negras tão afiadas se esqueceu de pôr.
The RCC has become a regular think tank based in Rio de Janeiro for climate change proposals by those who want to think out of the box and help the climate process meet its challenge by 2015. Let's keep it going.
What?